Welcome to episode 16 of Afternoon at the Movies, a series of podcasts devoted to letting you know what's available at your local library. My name is Joe, and with me is
DauVeen,
and we both work for the Charles County Public Library. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Instead of reviewing one movie, we're going to talk about two movies. They both came out in 2015. One is called Suffragette, and the other is Carol, and they are both dramas. We wanted to put the two side by side because we found the two had some common themes in them. Suffragette takes place in England in 1912. We have Maud Watts, played by Carey Mulligan. She is a laundress who one day inadvertently gets caught up in a suffrage protest out in the streets. She becomes intrigued by the whole movement to support and gain women's rights and encounters a series of trials and tribulations along the way.
Carol takes place during the Christmas season of 1952, played by Cate Blanchett. Carol walks into a department store to buy a gift for her daughter, and she meets one of the shop girls, Therese. The two have an instant connection. Carol is going through a difficult divorce. There's going to be some back and forth with the custody of their young daughter. Carol and Therese start a friendship which grows deeper, and they end up traveling together, giving into their strong feelings for each other. This poses a problem for Carol because her husband uses her intimacy with this woman against her in order to gain custody of her daughter. The reason why Joe and I found these two movies interesting is because they both have the underlying theme of motherhood and sacrifice.
The movies highlight how little control women had over their lives. As Maud becomes more involved in the suffrage movement in England, she becomes ostracized by neighbors who don't understand what she's doing. She ends up being rejected by her husband, who also doesn't understand, and he takes their child away from her, which he had every legal right to do.
And in Carol's husband, Harge, he was a neglectful father, but because of her love affair with a woman, he used that against her, so she had no right to her child.
They both have a difficult choice. Your heart, or Actually, they both have to decide which half of their heart they want to go with.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go in Suffragette? Do you want to go with the movement that intends to liberate women and lose her son? In Carol, follow her heart by developing this relationship with another woman, or give that up and stay in her awful marriage in order to retain custody of her daughter.
Exactly. And at the end of Carol, the character gives a really good speech that alludes to what she struggles with, what she will have to do in order to continue in her life with her child or without her child. Heart-wrenching.
Yes, both movies create tension based on the lack of power that these women have in their lives. So we have two period dramas released in 2015, both reminding us in sometimes gut-wrenching ways of some of the challenges that have faced women, both as mothers and people of conscience. If you like, check them out and leave a comment about them below. Also, please subscribe to our channel and click like if you enjoyed this podcast. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.